Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're gonna keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Mia.
Angela here.
Jay Herm.
Enzo Nuccio.
And Danny D.
And we have some special guests. We have Angela and Danny in the house, as well as our new party team. At the end, we'll talk about where we can find them at. So we really appreciate them for coming. But we have a jam-packed night for everyone. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but the Breakfast Club is falling apart. Starting with Jess Hilarious airing out all their dirty laundry on her live that she did. That was the follow-up to the live. Supposedly they fired her on her day off. I can tell you working in a team setting is hard, honey. And sometimes there be some attitude, especially when you're a woman and a woman of color. So I can relate to her. So we're going to kick it off tonight with the first question. Should you air out any problems you have in the workplace to the public? Jay, I'll let you go first.
You know, I've always been against any airing out on social media because you're gonna get, no matter what, unless it's like something really bad and something unforgivable, like, you know, like an essay or something, you're gonna get over it and you're gonna work it out and you're gonna want these people to be nice to you again, whether it's work or personal or relationship wise. I never got that people instantly go to like social media to vent. So I just think it's a bad idea in general because that's never gonna go away. Like that's gonna someone's gonna record it, someone's gonna screenshot it, and once you press send, that is there. So I just never got that whole venting on social media about your private life or personal life or professional life. It just never made sense to me because you're gonna regret it. And I think it's gonna come back.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's definitely gonna come back because I think she's gonna want that job back.
Angela, you got a nice following on TikTok. Do you ever air any of your personal stuff on there? I haven't really gone through your stuff too much.
No, not typically. I don't. But I think it's mostly just because, you know, you're under such a microscope on there. You don't really have freedom of speech. So I kind of have to, you know, walk the line a little bit. I feel like when you air out your stuff on, you know, social media or whatever, it's kind of a younger thing to do.
You would think so, but
when you get,
it's not.
Yeah, I see
there's people in their 50s and 60s right now on Facebook telling all the tea.
Oh, I know, and I love reading it. Don't get me wrong, I love to read it, but no, that ain't me. Not no more. I probably did it when I was younger. Probably guilty, but no, probably shouldn't air it out unless you plan on to keep on walking.
Yeah, that part.
Well, I couldn't believe she showed up the next day. And the other clip I have to show you, I mean, it gets even better. I just couldn't believe she showed up. Gray, what's your thoughts on the Breakfast Club beef? You think Angela Yee is now vindicated?
I was having flashbacks watching that. So being on a podcast, I know how people can be, and you know, people are opinionated, so they might talk for a long time, and another person feel like, oh, I didn't get to talk. As far as Angela Yee being vindicated, I don't think what's happening on there being chaos. She should be happy about it, feel like she left. It's just typical people feel like they're the star.
Mm. Danny, do you watch The Breakfast Club? Are you a fan?
I've seen episodes. I'm not a fan. But I will say, kind of what, touching a little bit more on what Gray was saying there, ego gets into the way. Ego gets into the way. We have this sort of like attitude. I'm not going to say we because I don't have it. People have this sort of attitude where like they can do and say whatever they do when to a certain status. And in my house, we have what's called kitchen table talk. And so with kitchen table talk, this is what we're talking about at the table. We don't take all of that stuff out and air it in public because it is going to get out in some sort of form, in some sort of fashion, and the internet lives forever.
True story.
Enzo, you watch The Breakfast Club? No, you're in New
No.
York.
Yeah, no.
No.
I haven't been.
She said,
Oh, no. Enzo.
Sorry.
I mean, I haven't really watched much. Like, I just like watch the clips and everything. Like the funny clips that happen. That's about it. So. But,
Mia, you watch The Breakfast Club? What's your thoughts?
I have seen quite a few episodes of The Breakfast Club. I watch it purely for entertainment because it is incredibly entertaining. I think most of the time they're ridiculous. I think they purposely pit women against each other for views. I think they purposely say things for views and engagement because, you know, the more people that watch their show, YouTube, wherever, TikTok clips, all of that stuff gets each and every single one of them paid. So it literally pays to cause controversy. And I mean, nobody should be airing out their dirty laundry because at the simple fact of the matter is like people will always wish for your demise and wish for you to fail. So why would you give somebody that over you? I mean, I keep everything pretty tight-lipped. Nobody really knows about my family besides you guys, and that's because we talk on like a personal level. But nobody on TikTok knows about my family. I mean, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't tell anybody till I was like 7 months pregnant. Is when I said something. I was like, I'm showing. Gotta say something now. You know, so people should really just keep a lot of their personal life and conflicts like that together because I can guarantee you nobody's going to want to hire Jess Hilarious now. Granted, like some of the stuff she said is very controversial, but she's going to have an incredibly hard time finding another podcast platform that's going to accept her. And then she has so much negative press right now for a lot of things, disparaging things she said about an innocent cancer patient, which does not look good. When you search up Jess Hilarious, the first thing you see is what she said about an innocent cancer patient. So, I mean, she's an idiot. She is point blank. She's an idiot because her views are going to fade in 5 minutes. And then, but that first Google search is going to be the disparaging thing she said about an innocent 13-year-old kid. That's going to live forever for her. She needs to make better choices.
Yeah. So what triggered her, I think, and we're about to play it now, is Corey Holcomb came pretty hard at her and he just dropped facts. We could watch it.
Breakfast Club.
She didn't got it.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. She took that job. She got that job because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented.
The same that for a while.
She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards. And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from she used to be on TMZ.
Yeah, she has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice, I don't know her name.
Yeah.
The girl who is Lauren. That girl know what she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlemagne and the other guy, DJ Envy. It's like it's seamless when she there.
Right.
It's the talent. The talent shows out. And then Les Hilarious ain't even reading right. And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment on The Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment.
So I'm team Jess Hilarious. I know y'all probably don't agree, but I'm going to explain why later. But based on that, I have to agree she's not good at reading the news. Mia, I know you said you watch it. How do you think she does at reading the news?
I mean, she definitely leaves a lot to be desired. However, I mean, I don't think she's terrible. Do I think there's room for improvement? Yes. And I feel like there is room for improvement. She clearly has not been, it's not like she's seasoned. She didn't come from TMZ, whether you believe TMZ is something big, but you say TMZ, 99% of us under the age of 50 know exactly what you're talking about. So, I mean, she just needs a little bit of improvement. You know, she comes across a little rough on the edges, and her replacement is a little bit more polished, comes off slightly classier, and I think that could be problematic for Jess.
Mm-hmm. Angela, you got some tips for her?
Well, you know, I don't know if I don't know if I have tips per se. I was laughing as you were saying that because I'm thinking of my hometown when you're saying that, and I'm thinking of the people I grew up with, and sometimes it's just hard to escape what you are. Sometimes it's just better off just own your shit and acknowledge it and either work with it or move on.
That's great advice. You messed up. You can't read the news. Go get some Hooked on Phonics. Try to improve. Jay, you got some tips for her?
I've never seen her actually read the news, but I feel like it's one thing to be opinionated and have opinions, and another thing to have chemistry and delivery. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that people don't realize. Like, you can be opinionated and you can talk all you want, but if you don't have like the chemistry or delivery or some sort of likability, there's people I don't agree with, but they're likable, and that's like such a powerful thing, And there's people that I completely agree with, but I don't like. So I think for like a likability and a charisma is very important, and that's what I'm assuming she's lacking.
I agree with that, Jay, because me and you don't agree on a lot of things, but I like you. Danny, what's your thoughts? Do you have any tips for Jess Hilarious? Do you think Corey was right with what he said?
I mean, I know her from YouTube. So this is, I started watching her on YouTube, and she was doing a lot of like clips of like little skits and things like that. I think what did not transfer over to her was her authenticity. And because I don't mind people utilizing where it is that they come from when they're speaking, but that didn't fully transfer over. She was trying to be something that she really wasn't, and trying to be a newscaster or someone who is producing news. Like, no, we want to see exactly who Jess Hilarious is delivering the news. At this point. So that's your authenticity. Where you come from is going to allow people to like you or not like you, and what people think about you is none of your business. You just do what you do and who you are, 100%.
Enzo, do you you're from the Northeast? I know she's from Philly. Like, what's your thoughts? Do you think that she's a little bit too maybe she brought her home too much, or should she have been a little bit more professional? Because what Danny's saying and what the Angela said is true. It's like you bring your home too much. Like, there's no balance. And she's from Philly, not even from New York, and they're based out of New York.
Yeah, Philly and New York, completely two different places. Like the style of people and how everybody talks there is completely different. So yeah, I would say that kind of drop where you're coming from and adapt a little bit to where you are and who you're speaking to now. That'd be my only advice or any input on that, because I really don't know much about her.
Gray, what's your thoughts? Do you think Jess can bounce back?
Yeah, of course she can bounce back, and maybe like the news isn't her strength. I mean, even on the new party, like we have two different shows. We got this political nights, and we have like hood nights. I mean, whatever you want to call it. We talk about other stuff.
This is a hood
Entertainment
night.
last night. So I mean, like it's who personality fits. That's why the new party has like 7 people because different people are good for different things because different people have different backgrounds, different experiences. So Just Hilarious would probably do better in a comedic environment.
Right. Agree. So the last piece of this story that I really want to touch on, that why I'm Team Jess, is a lot of times we don't acknowledge the sacrifices that women and mothers make. And unfortunately, she had to leave to have a baby. So part of her argument, and I'm about to play it now, is she stepped away. When she left, she did not know that when was coming back, she was going to be replaced by this person who she allowed to come in her place. So we'll watch this clip and then we can give reactions to it. One second. So yeah, I definitely can empathize and sympathize. And like, I had a baby once. I went out. I applied for this position. I thought I was a shoo-in to get it. I busted my ass. I grinded. And it was like, I was out on leave. And the day I was out on leave, they called me to tell me they gave the position to somebody else. And then I later found out it's because I was having a baby. And so I can relate. As women, there's never a good time to have a baby. So I have empathy for her. And the story changes differently when you hear these facts. And that's why I said I'm Team Lauren. I'm gonna start with the ladies on the line. You don't have to agree with me, but you can share your experiences. Mia, you kind of already did. Angela, what's your thoughts? I know you have a little one in the background.
Well, it's kind of bullshit. Like, no, you have a job and you go have a baby, you expect to have a job when you come back. Like, if men gave birth, would that really happen?
Never.
No.
It's just, it's like a never ending ball that just keeps rolling. And people do it because they can get away with it. That's what I think, honestly.
Mia, you had this baby. You hid it until you were 7 months. Why did you hide it? And when you came back to work, was your experience? Because I'm sure you worked.
Yeah, still do. I mean, I have a lot of empathy for Jess because it sucks to apply, get a job, kind of get into the rhythm, have a baby, have to leave everything behind, and then have to try to come back from being like 24/7 mom, and then to try to come back and function as an employee and mom in tandem. It is not easy at all whatsoever. I think the problem that Jess is facing is she works for a group, she works for men. Like, that's the problem, is they don't quite understand that. And not in a disparaging way, but she's looking for an emotional response that does not exist with the crowd that she's in. So I think they would have respected Jess more if she had taken her grievances not on air, exactly what she said, Lauren with the news, legal Lauren or whatever, off air, and approached them kind of as men would approach each other, go into the office, hey, we got to hash this out. This is my problems, because men are very to the point. Everybody's shutting the lights off on me. So, I mean, sorry guys, everybody's shutting the lights off on me. So I think that's kind of her problem, is she just approached it wrong. I feel like they would have done exactly what Gray had suggested, maybe making a more of a niche for her somewhere else. But since she aired it out and she embarrassed them and embarrassed herself, they just fired her. And I think that was kind of her downfall, expecting a different reaction from a set of men.
Gray, what's your thoughts? Do you think of it differently now that you know these facts, or you still stand on she got to go?
The show must go on. The new party started with 3 people: me, Nora, D. White. D. White left, so the show had to keep going. Shout out D. White.
Okay, so if you work for Gray, don't get pregnant.
For real. You see that, y'all?
Do not.
Y'all remember this. If I have another baby, you already know I'm going to come back and be like, I'm not having no talking pots. I thought I was the host. Oh, sorry. We had to replace you.
You'll be in labor with a headset on.
That's true. That's true. Jay, what's your thoughts?
You know, even though like there is like protections for women having kids, I still don't think that they're actually protected. When my girlfriend got pregnant, they just stopped giving her shifts. They didn't even put her on maternity leave or anything. It's not till she even just suggested the word lawyer that they agreed to give her back pay. They literally just stopped scheduling her. She wasn't even going on maternity leave yet. They just stopped. So I just think there is like it's discrimination. It's discrimination that men can never relate to either. Because I do think it would be way different if men could get pregnant. I think they would sell A pills at 7-Eleven if men can get pregnant. There would be no controversy whatsoever. That's just a fact. It's only because women get pregnant do we have all these stigmas about pregnancy. That's my opinion.
Ding. Oh man, Enzo, I feel like you want to say something. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I agree with what Jay said actually. 100%. If guys can get pregnant, that 100% would be in 7-Eleven. No questions asked.
With a free Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly, with the free Red Bull.
Danny, do you have any experiences that you want to share? Obviously, you don't have kids. You're not a mom, obviously. But what's your thoughts on this, working wise, personal, whatever?
I just want to speak on the piece where, Charlotte was talking about, like the internet is pitting women against women. I don't really like that, where they were literally gaslighting her, in the room. And I'm sitting there going, you're talking about women on women and the internet doing this. You're literally doing this to Jest, Hilarious in the room right now. So that was a little bit awkward for me. And I've been in management before. And I've experienced this before where, females went on leave to have their baby, and we were very cautious about it, and very understanding about it, just because I'm going to say this. They didn't want her working there. That's the bottom line. They didn't like what she was doing. They didn't enjoy her in the environment. I'm assuming, I don't know, just working there. This was an excuse. Mm-hmm. This was a convenient excuse that happened for them to go, you know what? This is how we can get her out. Mm-hmm. This is exactly how we can get her out. Because there are ways of working around. She could have been pregnant that entire time and sat there with that baby, sitting on the air, delivering the news the entire time. Mia was saying, like 7 months pregnant. Like she could have done all of that. So they didn't want her there. That was their excuse for getting her out. I agree with everybody on the panel. If men could get pregnant, there would be a pill. None of this would not be a discussion at all.
True.
Like, at all.
So we're gonna switch gears. So we went from women to now topic about Harry Sisson, another one. I'm just kidding. Harry Sisson. Have y'all ever heard of him on the panel? Everyone raise their hands if you've heard of him.
Sadly, against my better judgment and will.
You just told me
If it wasn't for Harry and them, I wouldn't be doing what I do. So I'm happy to hear about it.
Yeah, you're gonna break that down. Enzo, tell me what the allegations are against him that you've heard of. Not touching on the one with the grooming stuff yet, because we'll touch on that one after. Tell me about the girls.
So what I heard was that there was one girl who came out after she seen the video of him and whatever girl he was with over the last 2 weeks. She came out, spoke about it. 3 others came out. She went on to a live with all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. They were talking about it. Confronted him about it. He was gaslighting them, calling them insane. You don't know what you're talking about. Tried to coerce one of them to cover up the entire story with the one girl, and then others came out after that.
So pretty much why this is important for the audience that may not know, Harry Sisson is very left-leaning, very left, very Democrat, and nothing's wrong with that. But my issue with him, and I'm going to play some clips, is he acts like he's a defender of women. He says he cares about women, and him talking to multiple girls is not what alarms me. The next clip I'm going to play is what alarms me about him. So we'll just rip the Band-Aid off, play the clip about him, and then I'll play some clips showing you who he is for those that may not be familiar with him. This is a clip that this bothers me, and we'll talk about it.
I met Harry in summer of 2020. We were both kind of like the original political TikTokers, and we were on the Dem High Pass, which was a huge political TikTok account. Our relationship has always been friend-based. However, when I did go to Jersey to visit my aunt, he has a summer house there, so we did hook up a couple times. So it was kind of like friends with benefits, but it was kind of established that if we saw each other in person, we'd probably hook up. But our conversations outside of seeing each other in person or whatever were never really like flirty or anything like that. So I was never under any sort of impression that we were exclusive ever. We never were like that. So my story is going to be different than a lot of these girls. Just putting that out there. So up until about maybe the beginning of 2023, I would have considered Harry one of my best friends. And let me know if you see a pattern here. But what really kicked that off was that he was the one recording my grapist when I called him and got him admitting to raping me on audio, okay? Which was great, whatever. And then Harry started drinking. So when Harry started drinking, he started getting a lot more aggressively flirty. I apologize for my hand tremors, I can't control them, but if you want to pause and screenshot those, these are times in which Harry was getting obliterated drunk and calling, FaceTiming, and saying very sexual things to me. I didn't really care, you know, it's whatever, drunk words, sober thoughts, you get it. And then this is when I noticed kind of a shift in Harry. He started to gain a lot more attention, a lot more of a following. And he created a Discord in which it was a very exclusive Discord, and very strange, creepy people were allowed in the Discord. I was in it for a little bit, but I was like never allowed to talk in it. So that's where Harry meets somebody named Camille. Okay, I was advised not to, by my father, not to pursue an internship or a job with this Camille guy because my dad said he looked sketchy. Harry decided to go ahead and do so. And this is when I started getting messages from a minor, whom I will not say the name, with autism, who is also in the Discord. He was probably around 14 at the time. And he was sending me some concerning things regarding what Camille would send to him. Those are things I cannot show for legal reasons, but very much so did happen, and I contacted his mom, everything. But you know who was working for him? Harry. And I told Harry about everything that Camille was doing. Here's the proof of that. This is a conversation between Camille and the minor in question. Camille texts him, why do they know so many details then? Why do they have screenshots? And in those same texts, you will see him saying he's going to lose a business partner, aka Harry. Now, Harry would respond with, yeah, that's super messed up. I won't work for him anymore. That's crazy. And then I got this message from the minor saying that Harry still is working for Camille. So I reach out to Harry. And this is the conversation from that little debacle. And then it got to a point wherein I was seeing if I should be contacting the police because this minor happens to be based internationally. He's not in America. And I advised Harry that I'm doing so, and he starts advising me not to do so. Through FaceTime audio, mind you. But here's the conversation about him advising me not to do so. And if you see with all of the other girls too, he loves calling women lunatics, they're crazy, conspiracy theory, his favorite. Okay, let's continue. Oh, here's a random little tidbit, not really related to what I'm talking about, but I figure What's a conspiracy theory? The grooming part or me quite literally finding your relationship with Camille and all of this is suspicious. That's a speculation, not a theory. Anyway, and this is after Harry called me about 20 times and me not answering, and him saying, this is truly insane, like, Hannah, you don't know anything about Camille in this entire situation, nor do you know what...
So I have the clips, the texts. It's not really, to me, it's not damning evidence, I'll be real with you, basically, but in the text, she keeps saying to him, I need you to call me. I'm told you my concerns about Camille. So just so everyone's aware, Camille is a businessman. And what I'm gathering from what she said and what I've been reading online, him and what's his friend's name, Enzo, the bestie, Chris, him and Chris
yeah.
had something going on. And in the messages, it almost alludes that he was grooming them in some way. Cause he was like, well, he's been inappropriate with us too. So I'm like, why would you keep working with this guy? Honey, this is weird. Okay. Very, very weird. But what's funnier is all his little friends are dropping him like flies. Mia, what's your thoughts?
I mean, I don't understand the controversy. I mean, it doesn't matter if a man is left or right. A lot of men are pieces of crap. I don't understand why people are so surprised that this like somehow because he's left leaning, he somehow is like this nice guy. I mean, you know what I mean? Tywin Lannister said it best. If you have to tell me you're the king, you're not the king. So if you have to tell somebody you're a nice guy and you're for the girls, are you really for the girls? Your actions and your integrity and our interactions will tell me that you are for me and on my side and that you're a decent and genuine human being. So, I mean, people should practice more discernment.
If people don't know.
I got that.
Thank you, Jay. At least somebody here has taste in TV.
Danny, what's your thoughts? Is it a controversy? Should we be shocked? Are you a fan of his?
We became mutuals during the election time, right before Kamala Harris. That Kamala Harris got placed into to the campaign. I don't. So this is new for me. This information is new for me. What I was hearing before was like, dude was a player. Like that's how I was getting the
and that's not bad to me either.
Yeah,
right.
I was like,
right.
I was a player when I was younger. I had like 5 girlfriends at the same time, and that was the whole thing.
Check you out.
I mean, I was young. I had no idea what I was doing. So, but with this, like, this is, you know, the grooming piece for me is a little bit. It's what I'm a licensed clinical social worker, so everybody knows. So I'm connected to this in a completely different way because these are the people that I'm going after essentially. The people that are doing the grooming, so that I'm protecting the other people. And from what I'm getting, it sounds like there was some grooming happening on Harry's end and the other person's end as well too. And so then that leads to, it's too, right now, it's a little bit too convoluted for me to even like have some sort of thought information for me. So I don't know if I'm still a fan is my response at this point because I need more information.
I understand. Jay, what's your thoughts? Are you a fan? Were you a fan of him? What do you think?
Honestly, no, I had not known about them until honestly right now. But I will say, like you did say, I didn't really see a whole lot of what the controversy was, but also too, I just feel like people like throw words around too much. Like I feel like grooming gets thrown around so much, and I feel like it really waters down a lot of people's actual experiences because it just gets tossed around so much. And but I feel like any kind of convincing now, people say, oh, they're grooming someone, or any kind of authoritative place is, oh, they have to be grooming them. And I just feel like it just gets thrown around, and it really waters down the experience of people that are actually being groomed and actually being coerced. So
oh no, that girl made it. That girl made it. There was 10 minutes of that video. I didn't play all of it. That girl made it seem like there's things that were said sexual to that young man that's 14 years old. So to be clear, that's the grooming.
Oh yeah, they're talking about the 14-year-old. Yeah, but I thought she was talking about herself.
So Harry is in business with this person. She told him, "Hey, look, you're in business with this person. What's his name? I forget the guy's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're doing business with him. I'm very uncomfortable, allegedly. This is all alleged. Let me say that because Andrew Tate's suing people. So these people might be suing people allegedly. This is all alleged, just putting it out there. But allegedly, the young man reached out to the girl you saw on the screen because she's an influencer, said, hey, I'm not comfortable. And she showed screenshots. He showed her screenshots of the things that this businessman was saying. So she said, hey, heads up. we need to go to the authorities. So he told her, wait, don't go to the authorities. Then he backtracked because I could show you the texts. And he's like, I never told you not to go to the authorities. Harry, you clearly told her not to go to the authorities. So that's the controversy in this. Harry looked another way while his business partner is grooming little boys. And if you know that, you shouldn't work with this person. Point
Yeah,
blank. This is the yeah.
he clearly, he clearly didn't want I don't want to lose that business, or maybe he himself, it doesn't want to go down with the ship. He doesn't want to get called out if that guy goes down. And I feel like that's what mostly the case is with this. It's just like they just protect each other. I think that's why we haven't seen the Epstein files, and we never ever will.
Never.
Because if one person goes down, everyone goes down. That's why I think you'll never hear any person of power actually face any sort of consequence, because if one goes down, they all go down. That's why it's always be forever just talk and always just a go around, because they go down with each other. And I think that's why nothing ever gets solved like that.
Angela, what's your thoughts? Were you a fan of his? Did you work with him or any of his crew? You know, Chris, Parker, Dean Withers, they're all part of the little crew.
You're muted.
You're muted, dear.
I forgot. It was my son was in the room.
I saw.
I guess it's so hard to like articulate. It's so disappointing. It is just so disappointing. It's just like, oh, there goes another one. There goes another one again. It's like,
Isn't that how numbing
why?
it is, though?
It's just, it's like word vomit.
But you're just so used to it by now. Just like it's not even surprising anymore.
No, I mean, we should not be used to it. It shouldn't be normal in it. And I don't know.
And sadly, I feel like too, if anyone has a Discord, it's automatically a red flag now.
Well, the funny thing is on the
so
right, we
true.
were all making fun of him saying we were shocked he was straight. Like that was what we was all saying on the right. Like, bro, like what's his name? Harry. He's actually like, and I, to put it out there, I don't care if somebody's gay, to be honest with you, just to be clear. But that was the joke because everyone hates him. Huh?
I mean, I was shocked. I was legitimate, and it was 11 girls. I was like, oh my God, they found 11 people that could stand to be in his presence
and sleep with him.
I mean, look at Prince. Prince was the ultimate player.
Right. So that doesn't necessarily, just because you've been with 11 girls doesn't necessarily mean that you're straight. I'll just put that out there.
That's true. I mean,
Danny, I'm not gonna hold you. You're right, but I'm just,
really
that was
curious.
the joke, though. That was the joke.
Oh, I know. I thought that he played for the team as well.
I thought so too. And there's nothing wrong with you, dude. Just be honest. Live your authentic life. That's my thing. And if you attack people that do live that authentic life, you're a loser. That's your business. But I don't care about that. Gray, what's your thoughts? Should he be canceled? Are you going to work with him? Because Enzo got some good stories he's going to tell us tonight about him.
So Donnie and Angela, just so you know, me and Jay are the only people on the left. Mia, Nora, and Enzo on the right. How old are these people? These are like kids, right? Like 19.
Enzo, how old are they? Give the tea. Tell the story about everything.
I'm pretty sure they're in their like early 20s, all of them. Like,
yeah,
know
I had
Dean's
to Google
the
Harry.
one.
He's 23. I Googled it.
Harry's 23. Okay. Yeah, he's like the ringleader of that. The Democrat 4 is what we call them in the nice terms. So I have a big problem with Mr. Harry and Mr. Chris and all of them, because this all started like about a year ago. Like when I first like got on TikTok and like the political scene, I started watching them, just like, there's no way these kids come up here and do this shit for free. So like I started looking into them, started watching them. I found Harry is actually funded by the DNC, and everybody said it. I was like, no way. Let me look into this. I literally have printouts of his bank statements from Midas Touch, Democracy, Defense Action, and another one. Right on, it's all on opensecrets.org. You can find everything about them all there. But, so I went up on his panel one day, and this was before he before Joe Biden dropped out. He was like, oh, yeah, Joe Biden's going to beat Donald Trump for the 24 election, yada, yada, yada. we debated a little bit about that, and then I asked him the simple question: why do you not disclose that you're paid by the DNC? And he goes, oh, you can't prove that I'm paid by the DNC. And I go, oh, really? And I brought up everything like that, put me on mute, bitched and moaned for like 20 minutes, like, oh, you're making that up. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not right. None of that's real. And then kicked me. And I'm just like, okay. So I started doing lives about beginning of February. I was like, okay, if these kids can do it and they can make money doing it by the DNC or whatever, I'm going to come up here and do it for free and show that I don't need anybody to back me. That was my whole thing. Chris, his buddy, starts coming into my lives every other day or so, just like sending me roses, chirping in the chat, whatever it was. One day he comes in there and I was talking about I forgot what it was. I think it was the E. Jean Carroll case, and he was saying some whatever, and he tried to come up, and I go, Chris, I don't debate anybody that's paid and bought for by the DNCs. You're literally just going to spew talking points that they want you to talk about. I go, you, Parker, Harry, and Chris literally verbatim use the exact same talking points, the exact same script, exact same verbiage, and when you guys start losing, you bring in race and religion into it. He goes, oh, you can't prove any of us are paid, blah, blah, blah. I picked up that piece of paper, and I go, what's this? Dropped out of my box so quick and blocked me. Fast forward a week after that, I'm getting off live. I'm like, all right, let's see who's live. Harry's live. Chris is up there, and Parker and Dean are all up there. I was like, okay, let's see what they're talking about tonight. I go in there. Chris and Harry are talking about, oh, you know that Enzo guy? Like, it seems like he's picking up traction, yada, yada, yada. And Chris and Harry are like, yeah, anytime that I hear them talking about me, I have my people go in there and spy on him and then start mass reporting his account so he gets banned at every time. So I'm realizing why my accounts are getting banned now. All of a sudden, left and right, every other day, one of my accounts is getting banned. It's the funniest thing. So with this whole situation that's coming out about...
You have?
What?
So how many accounts do you have?
I have...
Like 6.
Right? I'm wondering, right?
I have 11 accounts.
Enzo, I'm so
Damn.
glad you joined the cast.
How do you keep
Right?
track of that?
Who found him? Don't forget.
Hold on. I can tell you the youngest because it's like I didn't know any of this TikTok drama was going on.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was
just
like
listening like a movie, like wow, all of this is going on TikTok. Like
I was waiting for this day.
I didn't mean to laugh, but go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Like I said, I've been waiting for this day for their downfall for the longest time because Parker got exposed for literally doing the Nazi salute. No one batted an eye. No one cared, nothing. Dean, screenshot messages of him saying the N-word over and over again, multiple times, being a racist. Him calling out Andrew Tate and having a video of a video that he started of acting just like Andrew Tate that I have a video of. I'm making a video on all of them, exposing all of them for who they really are.
Make sure you put a disclaimer. Be careful because they might be doing what Andrew Tate did today. And just, no, I'm serious because they think they can sue people now, which I'm curious how that's going to play out. But yeah, speaking of Parker, guess what? He released an apology today. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry for the way I responded publicly. Privately, I'm an emotional train wreck. And that's why I've been able to go live. Hearing someone I used to consider my friend do such things as what Harry did has taken a deep toll on my mental health and my ability to trust people close to me. I love how he's turning it on himself instead of saying I'm sorry for the victims. I don't even see him public. He doesn't even apologize to any of the victims. Like, you're so sorry, but you can't even apologize to the poor girls.
Dean did the same thing. I watched his live when he was talking about it. He was like,
I
I'm
have
no
the
longer
clip.
friends with Harry anymore. But I don't know. All of them are just, long story short, they're all just jokes in my eyes. And they're going to be exposed for who they really are. And like I said, I really wouldn't care about the whole Harry situation. Because like everyone said, like they're okay. One, we're surprised that he's talked to any women at all. And two, he's a player. So what? But all the personal shit, yeah, I'm gonna bring personal into it, and I'm gonna go tit for tat with him. Like I screenshotted the DM that I sent him, and I posted it on my story, tagged him, created a video about it, trying to get him up on my live. Because I'll let him say whatever he wants on my live. I'm not gonna kick him. We'll have a conversation, debate whatever he wants to do.
This
I'm
is
trying to
so
get him the answer.
messy.
Oh yeah.
I love this.
So
This is
just so y'all
so
know,
messy.
they want to go back on Enzo's show. Enzo said he won't let them. I said, Enzo, write them, tell them to come on the new party, tell them to come on our show. I mean, it's not your show, technically,
Oh
it's
yeah.
our show. So you don't have to feel bad about it,
No,
and
before
you're
that was just
supporting the
Chris.
mission.
Oh, now definitely we'll get them up here and
Tell them
hash
to
it out.
come.
Oh, I want to do what Bryce Hall did and challenge Harry to a celebrity boxing match. That's what I want to do at this point.
Oh my God, do it. Can we
That would be
record
great.
it? Do it.
Oh,
We'll sell it.
absolutely. I'll do it.
You. We'll make some money.
Please, I'll do it all day
Oh
long.
my
I'm in
God.
Jersey. He's at NYU. I'll go find him and be like, "Yo, let's do this."
This is
Well, guys,
so
I know you
messy
guys are
and
on the left.
awesome.
We weren't planning this. This is all very this is like breaking news.
We
You
didn't,
saw the
yeah.
stories I was planning. I wasn't trying to sideswipe you for coming on from the left, and I didn't know you were connected to them in any way, Danny. I'm sorry. Everybody on the left, don't hate Danny and Angela. They're just our guests. The views of us is not the views of them.
I mean, we can all enjoy the messy plot. You don't even have to say anything. You could just
Yeah.
for like the drama, just for
Yeah, you
like
could
the
just
drama
listen.
aspect.
Drama shake is enjoyable.
So I want to play this clip of Harry Sisson because some of our fans may not know him. I didn't really know who he was, except I saw he went to the White House. Let me play it for the people on the right that may not know him.
Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do not know who the winner is,
Oh, I
but
do
it
know
is
him.
pointing in one direction. And
Jason, I do know.
it's not final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight, primarily. Trump has insulted women, berated them, has been found liable in court for assaulting a woman, and he took women's reproductive rights away. And instead of standing up to that, people voted for it. And we failed our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our wives tonight. America failed them. We failed them. It is unfortunately the reality of the situation. So I'm sorry to everybody out there who will be impacted by what may come.
So I don't know. Like, is he still a defender of women? Mia, you're like, I know he says you're on the right, but I feel like you're more middle of the road. Do you think that Harry's still a defender of women? Where does he go from here now?
I mean, two things can be true at once. I mean, he can absolutely be a player and still advocate for women's rights. I mean, it is what it is. He's 23. Anybody who practices any discernment would know that a 23-year-old young man with like 5 million followers is going to have DMs filled with thousands of women reaching out to him, I'm sure. And I mean, the previous clip you played, his family has a summer house, which means he comes from money, obviously goes to an elite school. I mean, I'm sure he has women clawing on them. I mean, two things can be true at once. He's going to bounce back. I mean, the DNC has a lot of money to give. He's going to bounce back. It is what it is.
Gray, you didn't really talk last segment. Does he have a future? Where you think he goes from here?
I'm not really familiar with him. I'm just enjoying the teen summer Netflix special that I'm seeing from Enzo. I didn't hear about any of this. I think it's hilarious. I hope no one was assaulted, but this is made for TV. So thank you, Enzo, for the content.
Anytime.
Angela, Chris, I feel like you don't really want to comment. If you can if you want, but I can move to the next person on our team because I know Jay will say something.
I mean, I will never defend somebody if they've done something. I won't defend him. I won't defend anybody, if they're assaulting people or, disingenuous or, just using words to bait click to get people to follow them. So no, there's no defense that I could even offer. Where does he go from here? I hope he just goes away.
That was a good answer. Danny, if the allegations are true, would you work with him again? What are your thoughts? Do you think the left, okay, so let me ask this. Do you think the left should lay off canceling people now? I mean, because it seems like the same behavior that they went after the right for, they're doing. It's kind of hypocritical. I'm going to be real with you.
Look, so my governor, Gavin Newsom, came out. He did some stuff this week or last week, going against the trans community and women in sports, that whole thing. So like, we know how to cancel people. We know how to cancel our own people. I think on the left, like, we just be canceling people because it's based off of emotions, and that's the problem that I have with the Democrats in general. It's like it becomes an emotional thing. Like, I don't like this person because of A, B, and C. Where it's like, okay, well, let's get to the facts, And for me, because of what I do, I have to get to the facts first before I make an assessment. Like, I can't just go, I feel like you're bipolar, so I'm going to diagnose you as being bipolar. No, I have to get to the facts. I have to do my assessment, and so this is what people need to do. Now, I will say this: I was a little side-eyeing white dudes for Kamala. So I was side-eyeing that
white guys can't do anything, right?
Side-eyed white dudes for Kamala, and he fit into that bracket. So I'm just saying, that's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, I got Jay. What's your thoughts? Should we cancel him? Should he be forgiven? What do you think?
Well, I think, like you said, just wait for the facts. Did he essay somebody, or he was just protecting a groomer?
No, he didn't essay someone. He was just protecting a groomer and dating 11 women at the same time. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think he should be canceled for the 11 women thing. But yeah,
so I was gonna say that too. I mean, you can still be for women's rights. He just really likes women. Like that. His statement is still true. Do I think that's right? Absolutely not. But
wait, there's more to it. The other rumor was that one of the women, supposedly, Enzo, correct me if I'm wrong, they came out allegedly saying that he made her have an AB for him. That was part of it.
I don't know.
Am I right about that?
I have heard that,
yeah,
but I don't.
Yeah, I heard that one of the. So just to be clear, that was part of it too.
That's perfect. We've gone full circle.
What did he say? He said cancel him.
Oh my goodness.
Because like Danny was saying, and I don't mean this in a mean way. I just feel like the leftists, so I don't consider Democrats left, are more willing to criticize their own. It's not as hive-minded as maybe like conservatives are, where you guys are on that team and those are your beliefs and that's what everyone believes. I think leftists are a lot more willing to criticize their own. I think that's why when someone like Stephen A. Smith criticized Democrats, like, oh, is Stephen A. Smith going more conservative? No, he's just criticizing his own party, which is his right to do, which should be a common thing. You should be able to openly criticize your own and still ultimately agree with the goal. And I just feel like leftists have that, and they're not leftists, left-leaning have that less high-minded mentality, whereas the right, you believe what they believe, and that's it.
So I think on the new party, we're breaking those stereotypes because Mia, myself, and Enzo are all critical of Trump at some point right now. We've all critiqued him. And I will say a lot of people on the right or MAGA, hard MAGA, will not MAGA hard. Like we have someone on our team that's MAGA hard. But, so I don't, and I have a private group chat with my girlfriends that are MAGA and they critique him too. So believe it or not, the MAGA does critique Trump. Certain ones does critique Trump. Now, are they scared to do it in public? Yeah, and I don't blame them because Trump runs it like a cult. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm saying that someone that voted for Trump will cancel you out. So that's what I think the difference is on why people aren't critical publicly on the right.
Makes sense.
Sorry. Don't kill me, MAGA. I know.
Hey, as
every day.
K. said, I'm MAGA light. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm MAGA light. I like to consider myself a moderate because I have voted Democrat in the past, and this current cycle I did in certain aspects for a particular congressman and senator that I liked. But, I mean, I'm MAGA light, so throwing that out there. Don't lump me in with everybody else.
Yeah. So last story of the night, guys. Moving on from one male predator to the next. Moving on to the men of Fresh and Fit. So, have y'all heard of Fresh and Fit? Raise your hand if you have.
Well,
So, pretty much, Fresh and Fit is a podcast. Yeah, I'm gonna just play this clip of Myron Gaines so you can see what he's about. He's going after DDG, and DDG is a podcast. What is he, like a influencer? I guess you can see. I never heard of this person, but the only reason why I know him, if you guys seen the movie The Little Mermaid, the remake?
Bailey.
Yeah,
So
he's
the
a
girl
baby
that played
daddy.
the girl that played the Little Mermaid, she had a baby with this guy DDG. So this is where he is. So set it up for everyone that doesn't know. So now they're beefing, and I'm gonna play the clip of their little issues that they got going on.
The nigga that he do the podcast with, matter of fact, I seen him on the way out yesterday. I'm like, what's up with your mans? And then he was like, I'm starting my own podcast. I don't even fuck with that nigga for real. Uh-oh, I'm snitching, I'm gossiping. Myron, your homie don't even fuck with you. You're a brand risk. You fucking his bag up. He told me this verbatim out his mouth. We was at the SLS Lux. I said the exact shit. He don't fuck with you, goofy. You're fucked the whole y'all niggas ain't been relevant in years. Y'all haven't been relevant in so long. Like, you're the reason. You're stopping him. Myron, you're ass. You're weak. And then you get online, you talk all this crazy shit, and you wonder why the fuck Fresh and Fit fell off. No one's going on your podcast no more. Your own mans don't fuck with you. The nigga sitting next to you, Myron, he don't fuck with you. He told me out his mouth. Ask him. I should have recorded him. Matter of fact, let me call my security, because I had my security right next to me. Yo, Cook.
What's up, Mo?
I got you on speaker. Bro, what that nigga from Fresh and Fit said when I asked him what's up with your mans?
He was like, oh, yeah, that man be tripping, man. I don't have nothing to do with him, man. Like, man, he be tripping, man. And you was like, you told him that nigga fucking up your face, fucking up your brand. And he was like, I know, man, I know.
He's like, I started my own podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just letting Myron know his mans don't fuck with him and shit. I'm on live and shit, but I'll let you get back to work. My bad.
You're muted.
Pretty much, I played the clip I wasn't supposed to play, but that guy has a potty mouth, but he makes Myron look like a choir boy. Okay, so Myron attacks women, homosexuals, Jewish people. That's his number one, talking about the Jewish people, black people. Oh, excuse me. The number one thing is he trashes black people. And so that really honestly is not that bad what he said. And I know he said a lot of curse words. But for me, this might be the end of Fresh and Fit because DDG is pretty popular. So it was like, W this guy. So just so y'all are aware, he's trying to say that the other guy on the show, Fresh, is going to leave the show, go start his own show. Enzo, what's your thoughts about that? Do you think that was snakish that he told him that information? Should he not have told that to the world?
I mean, that's his fault for opening his mouth about that. But I mean, if that's all true and he's gonna end up leaving like that, but so be it. I mean, he sounds like a piece of shit in my eyes. So I don't see. That's really all I gotta say about that. Because that's another one I don't really know too much about.
Oh, well, Jay knows about him. Jay, what do you think about what he said about Myron? Is this the end of Myron Gaines?
Honestly, I mean, as far as being maybe like to that level, but ultimately, no, I think there's always a place for like that kind of
Hateful
content.
stuff.
Yeah, I think there's always a place where I think you're always going to have lost males that are looking for any kind of guidance, whether it be toxic or even radicalizing. And I think there's always going to be, sadly, going to be a place for it. And I think you're always going to have people willing to basically not take accountability, whether you want to blame women for your issues, you want to blame black people, you want to blame Jews for your issues. I think there's always going to be people looking for that kind of content and that kind of like just out, basically. I think most alpha male podcasts are just blaming women for your issues.
Facts.
You know, I think most of them are just, oh, bro, it's not you, she's a gold digger. It's not you, you're not 6'5". You know, you're perfect. You know, I think that's all it is. And I think there's always going to be a place for that, sadly.
Danny, are you familiar with him? You ever heard of him?
I am not.
Oh.
I don't follow the alpha male train.
Okay, yeah. He's red pill.
I will definitely. I'm on the other side of whatever that is. With that, but I feel like just in this current climate that we're living in right now, toxicity is being promoted, and people who are being more. I mean, look at what the current cabinet situation looks like. Those people who were nominated in this cabinet for Trump all have a history of doing something not so beautiful and not so well. But they're being promoted for it. Or, I'm going to use their phrase, a DEI hire. All of them are DEI hires at this point in time because they're not fit to do the bill. At least his first, I'm going on a tangent here. At least in his first term, like there were people that were there who actually knew how to do the job. Like they
lasted
were
like a day too.
Because they knew, they were like, this ain't right. But now we have loyalists up there who have literally no idea what they're doing and dismantling programs and then hiring people back and then a whole big old giant mess. So
you're telling me Linda McMahon doesn't know anything about education? That's ridiculous.
But I will say this, like she was one of the funny ones because I used to teach in education. So I just envisioned her like coming into my classroom one day and be like this, all right, we're going to change up some things and then bring it in a chair and like slam it over one of the teacher's head, something like that. And I was like, we're doing, let's bring it all in. Let's bring it all. We're going to bring in some wrestling, some WWE, WWF back there. Like, let's get going.
Not to mention her husband had to resign for trafficking. We can never get away from
that. Mia, what's your thoughts on is this the end of Fresh and Fit?
I mean, I freaking hope so. I hate Fresh and Fit. I think they're losers. I think the podcast is trash. It literally adds no value. And as Danny was saying, it's like toxicity currency. The more toxic they are, the more currency they got. And they were just pandering to a group of very masculine starved men because whether we like to admit it or not, the majority of people that are under the age of 40 do not have fathers. So it's really easy as a young man to not have your way and to recognize that you need to find your way. And normally you would get that from males, such as your father, your grandfather, your uncle, maybe even older cousins, some sort of family unit system. And a lot of that is broken. And when your own cousins don't have fathers either, and you may not have a grandfather, there's a lot of brokenness. And a lot of these red pill men are kind of searching for males. But I absolutely hope this is the end of them. I think they're the worst podcast out there. I think any podcast that purposely brings stuff is terrible.
Angela, what's your thoughts? How can we get rid of them? Can we start a petition? I'm all for it, Angela. Let me know, please. You seem like the activist type on here.
Yes, they should be on the plane to El Salvador, honestly. Like, why aren't they going?
Can we deport them?
Can we deport them instead?
Actually, he's not. They're both first generation American. We might be able to, especially Fresh. I don't think Fresh. Yeah, Fresh wasn't born here. His mom lives in the island, so we can maybe start with him, and then we can move on to Fit.
Where do we need to sign this form up? I'm not kidding.
I'm not either. I mean, the final clip I'm gonna play, that's what we're gonna end with on how he trashed the beautiful Halle Bailey, and I don't know what he's seeing. But yeah, Angela, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't condone any of that. Any man that acts like that has to, belittle women to make themselves look bigger and better. Like, you're just pieces of crap. Like, I have no use for you. It's like, bing, bye. They should be like just exiled and done, eviscerated.
I mean, how dare she try to be a mermaid?
Honestly.
Well, that's not what you'll see what he says. Gray, you're probably an expert on this. You spent hours with me while we went down the rabbit hole of going after them. Is this the end of Fresh and Fit? What do you think?
Well, I don't know if it's the end of them. I feel like Jay said there's always going to be a demand for it. But I mean, we have a show on the New Party every Monday and Wednesday, the Man Cave, and red pill guys are on there. I felt like y'all was going after them, so I got to defend them and say, you know, some of these red pill guys, I'm not one of them. I voted for Kamala, but they feel like
that makes you a soy boy, you know that, right?
Huh?
That makes you a soy boy.
They feel like the system is against them, like things like child support, things like whatever, like women.
How dare you take care of the child you fathered?
I'm just saying.
Jesus, how dare you? How dare you provide?
They feel like the system's against them and that feminism is the reason to blame. They own the New Party. They're not here to defend themselves, so I got to play devil's advocate.
Respect.
And so I was expecting you to jump out there for them. I mean, we brought you on last night. But
respect.
I mean, but this is not the same as Fresh and Fit, to be fair. Yeah, for you guys. Enzo, do you have kids?
No, I got godkids.
Okay, so they're gonna try to tell you not to have kids, not to get married. So maybe you shouldn't go back on that show anymore.
No, I don't want kids right
That's
now.
what.
Anyway. That's fine. I don't want kids.
I'm just saying.
I'm set where I can take care of them because I don't want to have to struggle when they have to struggle.
Well, they're going to tell you not to get married, don't have kids. That's what the whole red pill thing is. Oh, see?
Oh, that was my ring finger. Yeah, I already got married once. So
yeah. So, well, then they're going to tell you, they're going to tell you all the bad things. Don't go on that show anymore. We're going to keep you young and nice.
No, great. Bring me back. I love it there.
Submission of your wives. They'll tell you how to keep your wives submissive. Jeez. It's like almost like borderline slavery. But anyways, let me play this final clip. Jay, am I lying? How was it described when you heard it? Okay.
Well, it's just submission is the first word of like what are you looking for in a woman? Well, submission. Like, dude.
Be like,
what?
Like that don't even sound fun.
I'm just kidding. But this final clip, Myron talks about DDG's girlfriend, and I'll play it.
My boom.
Okay, now he's trying to call Angie mid. Interesting.
The way you disrespect women, you gotta at least have a bad. I wouldn't touch your hoe. I'm gonna be honest with you. At minimum, gotta have a.
Really? What the fuck is this? You talking shit about Angie? What the fuck is this creature on my screen right now, bro? You gotta have a bad bitch. Nigga, you put a baby in this. The fuck are you talking about? This guy really trying to sit here and say Angie's mid, and watch, he's gonna change the story here in a second. Nigga, this is your girl. You actually impregnated this creature. The fuck out of here, DDG, Doodoo G. You dumbass, dumb gnome, 5 foot 650 pounds. You and your bitch are the same height, motherfucker. Fuck you talking about? Your girl mid.
This is Myron Gaines, by the way, just so you're aware if you didn't know who he was.
Bro, there's miles in between her fucking eyes, man. Nigga has the nerve to say my girl's mid dating that creature.
Bad, bro. Yo, whole
she looked like Sid from Ice Age, man. Fuck out of here.
4 on a fine Saturday.
Okay, if she's a 4, then your girl's a 1. Because
so the reason why that's interesting about him and this girl that he dates, Angie, is the rumor is that Angie is not here legally. And he talks bad about immigrants. So the fact that he went and the girlfriend that he got was an immigrant, to me, is the first hypocrisy thing about this guy. The second thing is he tells guys not to have one girlfriend. Then he has this one girlfriend. So it's like he's a hypocrite. I think you should have one girlfriend. I'm not knocking that. But this guy is a hypocrite. And anyone that follows him are a bunch of losers. Angela, what's your thoughts now that you saw him live and in action?
100% agree with you. Complete loser. Complete loser.
And I just saw that a guy, well, his wife was legally from Peru, and they got caught. You saw it? They got caught by ICE. And he said he doesn't care. He doesn't regret his vote for Trump. So
he voted for Trump, and his wife is getting deported now.
Yeah.
Because they went to Puerto Rico, and like I guess she had issues with her status, and she shouldn't have went.
Exactly.
See, I just don't feel bad. I just don't.
I don't either. You voted for Trump. Like, what did you like? I'm gonna be real. Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
I mean, fair
Honestly, the
enough.
find out stage is delicious. I'm like over here eating my dinner at night.
And so, hey, my people that voted for Trump, raise your hand if you regret voting for him. See, I'm sorry, Angela. And none of us raised our hands.
Well,
I'm gonna be real with you. We not there yet. We not at the regret phase yet.
all right. It's only
I'm
been
at
only at 2
I'm at the
months, and I
80-20
mean,
rule.
You see what
I
me and
mean,
Jay
nothing,
deal with,
nothing's
Angela?
happened.
Danny, this is what me and Jay have to live with.
Yeah, it's a struggle. And
We MAGA
honestly,
light.
even I mean,
There's no
we
such
could be
thing.
way worse. I feel like for the most part, I feel like we all get along pretty well, and I feel like for the most part, we're nice. It could be absolutely way worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
See
been
my
way
house at
worse
Thanksgiving.
before.
Say that again, Gray.
Nothing.
Well, we can start with our closing thoughts, everyone. It's getting late. Danny, Angela, we are so happy to have you. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna let you guys say your closing thoughts, and then I'll each play a clip from your show. Angela, ladies first.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, and enjoyed everyone's perspective on world affairs currently. You can catch me on TikTok. Angela's right, 138. And maybe someday I'll do lives on there, but it's like it's kind of like a Band-Aid I haven't ripped off yet. But it's been great. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate having you. I'm about to play your clip. Everyone, please go subscribe to Angela. I'm gonna play this clip
Oh
from
God,
her.
I'm like terrified
TikTok.
what you're gonna play.
I played one of your top ones that you pinned. There we go.
Now Trump is complaining about who signed a deal to allow Canada to supply energy to the United States. It was him in 2000.
That's a good one. Oh Lord. I didn't know that I learned something new.
You could make a whole Trump versus Trump video because
yeah.
There was a time he complained about the president of Puerto Rico not doing enough for the hurricane, not realizing he was indeed the president of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
You could play a whole clip. You could play a whole video of him.
This is who you voted for.
Hey, I'm not.
That's
I
the
told
funny
you, I'm
part.
not.
Come on now.
I'm at the
Come on
80%.
now.
I'm at the 80%. There's things we can come. Y'all can come back another night. I'll tell you the things I'm not happy with.
We had 4 years of Joe Biden every single day giving us content.
True.
Oh boy,
That's
Here
true.
We are. Here we go.
I mean, yeah.
And now we have 8 of Trump.
Danny, what's
I
your
didn't
closing
like Biden
thoughts
either.
there?
So yes, I want to thank you all for inviting me on the show. It was very fun, very interesting, and I appreciate being able to come into an environment and have political views that differ, but being able to discuss them in a respectful manner. Follow me on TikTok at Danny01. Also I'm on YouTube as well too, just Danny D. And I have a Substack as well too, Danny D. Thank you.
Danny, thank you. I'm going to play a clip from your show. Everybody, please go follow Danny. He was a great guest tonight. He had a nice, sense of humor, and I appreciate him for coming. Let me play the clip.
Lock and move on.
The volume's kind of low.
Do not engage. Block and move on.
That
So
is great
pretty much
mental health
that
advice.
Hey, maybe you can act it out for us. What were you saying?
I was trying to remember what I actually said on that video. I was basically
It was a really
saying,
short one.
do not engage, just block and move on.
That's great mental health advice.
Do not engage, just block and move on. So it's just basically people who you don't want to engage with, because the more you engage with people on the old version of TikTok, I don't know about now, but the more you engage with people that you don't want in your comment section or you don't want in your FT, the more they're going to come back to you. So don't engage, block and move on.
I agree. And I do that on all the time too. So good advice. All right, Mia, what's your closing thoughts?
I hope Fresh and Fit never come back. Never come back. I never want to see them again. If I see them again, it would be too soon. I think they are deplorable people. And that's pretty much it, really. That's my takeaway is they're deplorable people, and I hope they absolutely never come back because I can't stand them. If they have no haters, I'm dead. Just so you know.
Oh,
if there's
time.
no
They have a
haters,
time.
I'm deceased.
They have a 10. And there's a guy, he's a freedman. And he started a petition and a fund where he was trying to get them kicked off the air, and then he got them copyrighted so they can't use their intro anymore because he stopped them because they were just saying so much disgusting things about Black people that people were sick of it, and they contributed like $5,000 to this fund to get them off the air. And actually, he's demonetized on everything but Rumble. So we will say shout out to social media for demonetizing him. He's not blocked, but he's not making money, so he's like desperate right now. Gray, what's your closing thoughts for the night?
First, I want to thank Danny and Angela for coming. You guys were great guests. We'll definitely have to have you guys come back. Thank you to the new party. It was very interesting to talk about podcasters, and we are podcasters, so it was an interesting night. Come watch us Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be going live. That's my closing thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
It was a very interesting show. I'll say that. I could agree with everyone on the Fresh and Fit. They should absolutely be off air after that one video that I watched at the end. Like, one, why are you gonna go after someone's girl like that? And two, why are you gonna go after someone that can't defend himself? It's a little cowardish to me. And yeah, and then everything that's going on with Harry, I'm glad we got on to be able to talk about that. That was kind of fun. Not even bring awareness to it, just show that he's a hypocrite at the end of the day. He criticizes Trump all the time for his behavior towards women, and he does pretty much the same thing. So thank you guys, honestly, for always having me and bringing me a part of the team and speaking about that tonight. Thank you guys.
Jay, we saved, well, I'll be the last, but almost the best for last. Go ahead.
Of course. No, it was really cool to talk about like other podcasters, tea, and other TikTokers like tea and drama. It's kind of like gives like a little like kind of break from politics, which can be like stressful or even like anxiety inducing. So it was really cool. And as far as Fresh and Fit, I also hope we don't have to hear from them again, because I remember a show we did a while back was a reaction to a Fresh and Fit video, and he was just going off on Black women about their hair, how they just want to be white, and how like they wish that they were white, how like, and ever since then I just like every time, even just seeing the guy's face is just like leaves like makes my stomach turn. So yeah, I hope we never have to hear from them again. We probably will, but hopefully not.
Yeah, so I'm last, so I'll be fast. Thank you to Danny and Angela for coming tonight. Tonight we showed once again that the left and the right can unite and have a civil conversation. I hope that it's the end of Myron Gaines. I hope it's the end of the Red Pill movement. I think the Red Pill movement attacks Black women, and I think we need to have some pride as Black people. So any Red Pill guy that wants to be a part of attacking Black women, shouts out to you. I hope you get canceled, because at the end of the day, I think all women are beautiful, and I just don't understand how you can come from a Black mother and talk about Black women. So shouts out to DDG for taking him down and taking a strong stance. And yeah, that's my closing words. Gray, anything you want to add before we go?
Like we always say on the new party, always vote.
Always vote. God bless everyone.
Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.